Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, July 6th. Well, pretty unsettled weather pattern for the first half of the week in the Mid-Atlantic region, and there will probably be a couple of different opportunities for some heavy rainfall in the I-95 corridor. First of all, later today, there certainly can be some heavy rainfall in D.C. and Philly metro region, probably not as far north and east as New York City, but from southeastern Pennsylvania across central and southern New Jersey, and then on down southwestward to the D.C. metro region, there can be some heavy rainfall later on today. And then probably all of the I-95 corridor has a threat for some heavy rainfall later Wednesday as a cool front approaches from the north and west. Let's start off by looking at the current surface map. Basically a bunch of weak systems here in the eastern U.S. Weak high pressure here to the north of the Mid-Atlantic region in New England. Low pressure over the Carolina coastline will tend to move slowly northward. Along with it will come that warm front to the north, and there will be occasional showers, especially from D.C. up to the Philadelphia metro region. Some of the time will be rain-free, certainly. Can be a mix of some sun with cloudy skies, but a shower can break out at just about any time in the D.C. and Philly metro regions. Probably more dry or rain-free weather in New York City than farther south and west today, as most of the system stays to the south and west. But later on this afternoon, there will be an outbreak of some thunderstorm activity, and again, that can be produce some heavy rainfall, especially in this region right here, D.C., Philly, central and south New Jersey. Again, New York City probably has the least chance for rainfall today and the least chance for heavy rainfall. But by Wednesday afternoon, this cool front approaches, drops southeastward and up and down the I-95 corridor. There can be some heavy rainfall, including some strong thunderstorm activity. Well, I always like to take a look at the upper air pattern because that often dictates what happens down at the surface level. This is the forecast map from last night's 0Z GFS model run for this morning at 500 millibars. Indeed, quite an unstable situation here with a wave of low pressure in the upper part of the atmosphere. This is a little short wave at 500 millibars as depicted by the GFS. Again, for right now, early this morning, this is the setup here, and this will contribute to some unstable conditions, especially after a few hours of low-level heating. We'll have quite an unstable atmosphere, especially from Philadelphia down to D.C., and that should result in occasional showers, perhaps a strong thunderstorm or two, and the threat for some heavy rainfall, at least in the southern half of the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's the 24-hour forecast from last night's 0Z GFS model run for this evening at 500 millibars, and indeed, it's a slow-moving upper-level low here, contributing some unstable conditions up and down the I-95 corridor. A little bit of a weak southerly flow of air bringing in some very moist air. Dew points are quite high. It'll be quite an uncomfortable day with, again, unstable conditions, especially after a few hours of low-level heating. That can produce showers at just about any time and perhaps a strong thunderstorm or two with some heavy rainfall during the afternoon. Let's now take a look at a few surface forecast maps using last night's 0Z GFS model run. This is for early this evening, and again, the threat for the heaviest rainfall is basically Philly on down to the D.C. metro region. Doesn't quite reach the levels of instability up across New York City. That area will have the least chance for rainfall, the least chance for heavy rainfall, but certainly from Philly on southwest to D.C., across southern and central New Jersey, Delmarva Peninsula, can be a shower at any time and a thunderstorm during the afternoon, including the threat for some heavy rainfall right into the early part of the evening. And here's the forecast map at the surface for tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. All in all, not quite as unstable as what I expect later on today. Nonetheless, still the threat for a shower or a thunderstorm. It'll be quite hot tomorrow. Temperatures approaching 90 degrees in Philly, perhaps reaching the low 90s in D.C. Muggy up and down the I-95 corridor. Looking to the west, there's a band of showers out across the Ohio Valley by later on tomorrow night. That's associated with that approaching cool front. Let's now, in fact, jump ahead to the Wednesday evening forecast map. And here we go. By Wednesday evening, that cool frontal system moves right into the I-95 corridor. certainly can produce some more showers and thunderstorms up and down the I-95 corridor from D.C. to New York City, and some of that rainfall can be heavy. We'll have to watch for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms with that frontal system on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So quite an unsettled first half of the week. The threat for some heavy rainfall in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region later on today into the early part of tonight, and then again on Wednesday afternoon into the early evening hours. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.